Many people have come out to look out for money, to part with their money, to put up buildings, calling them houses of God or temples of God or whatever they may choose to call them. But the fact of the matter is, God does not need a house or a temple for that matter. There's always a time for everything. There was a time when he needed a temple. In fact, God doesn't need one. What are the uses of a house? Look here and see. To prevent one from the sun and all rain. Is God afraid of the sun or is he afraid of the rain? To prevent one from cold winds and weather or whatever it is. Is God afraid of winter or cold winds? No. To prevent one from thieves and wild animals. Is God afraid of wild animals and thieves to break into him and maybe steal whatever that can be stolen, if there is anything that can be stolen from God? No. So, why would God need a house for that matter? He doesn't need one. He's a soul, he's a spirit, he doesn't need one. So, you have been told, or sometimes I could say you've been conned to say that if you make this great contribution to the church of God, or rather to this building of God, then you're going to reap much. The temple of God, as we speak now, is you, your body. He dwells in you, He lives in you. Actually, some people they have that tendency that when they are drawing close to the house or whatever they call the houses of the Lord, that's when they seem to be so polite. That's when they begin to talk slowly in low tones, just because they know that they are getting close to the house of God. They seem to respect brick, sand, and metal or cement instead of respecting their own friends, their parents, kinsmen, children, and all that. Brick, sand, and cement matter less to God. What matters to God more are the human beings, because man is the greatest creation of God. So a person can skip someone, can overlook someone who needs food, who needs clothing, and then he goes and parts with 10, 15, 20 millions of cash that is building up for God and is so contented that he's doing God great service. Yet actually he's doing a great disservice not to care for this person who happens to be in dire need of help, assistance in shelter, in food, and in clothing. So what we need to know is that these buildings are not God's temples or houses for that matter. Those are buildings for us, who the believers, it's for us to congregate in. It's not for God to dwell in. God dwells in us. He created us in his own image, so he dwells in us. We are the temples of God, not the bricks, not the cement, not the sand, or iron for that matter. God bless us all. Amen.